It's time for Pet Connection and Rescue with your host, Debbie Manning, and her dog, Bach, right here on Class X, the new breed of rock. And now today's show. Here's Debbie.
Hi, and welcome to the Pet Connection and Rescue here on Class X Radio, the new breed of rock. Over the next hour, we're going to be talking about those who are the bravest of the brave, who sometimes are the first responders. They are often sent out in the most intense of intense situations. Sometimes they can be the first to go into a crime scene, and often they are the first to approach a criminal. They are on duty 24/7. Not only are they a police officer's trusted and most valuable partner, but they are also a family member to that officer and family. They are also our unsung heroes, but yet, during this year, 15 have either been injured or killed in the line of duty, as most of these heroic dogs are not protected. We are talking about the police canines and how we, the people, can help protect those who protect us. In the studio today, Bach and I are very, very proud and honored to have Linda Kravisky from Vested Interest in K9's and Officer Chad Gridler from Erlanger Police Department, whose canine partner, Asco, was one of the first dogs here in Kentucky to receive a protective vest to help protect him. And Linda, welcome. Chad, welcome to the show. Got over that introduction really quick.
Thank you for having us today.
So, Linda, tell us a little bit, or tell us about Vested Interest in K9's and, you know, what it does. And
Okay, Sandy Marcel, who was our founder, in 2000, she was watching a story about a Vietnam War dog named Rain, and she started thinking about our police dogs and why they did or did not have protection. And she started on a journey that led her up to 2009, when she formed a board, formed Vested Interest in K9's, and in March of this year, Sandy full-time is now working 24/7 on vesting every single canine law enforcement officer in our country. To date, we have vested over 550 dogs, and it's just been the most gratifying experience I think I've ever had in my life.
now, how long have you been involved with Vested Interest in K9's?
My husband and I got involved in September of this year. We went to a function that was held by the Erlanger Police Department. It was a picnic in a local park, and they had their SWAT team and CSI team, and we ran into Officer Ed Bailey, and I was looking for the canine officer, and they told me that our canine officer had recently retired. And I said, well, where is the new guy? And he said, well, they're in training, and they'll be on duty shortly. And I said, well, does he have a vest? And Officer Bailey said, no, he does not. And I said, have you ever heard of a group called Vested Interest? And he said, no. And I said, well, let me get the information for you, which I did. And I have the most awesome neighborhood in the world. We had a neighborhood block party about a week after that, and I started talking about vested interest, and within 3 days, my husband and I had the funds to provide Asco, the new Erlanger police canine, with a vest. And thank you to Officer Girdler, who's been so gracious to work with us. But Erlanger Police Department and the City of Erlanger have been great, and we are just so thrilled. And the other night when Asco's vest came in, we went up to see him, and I literally cried. I think I cry every day because there's an inspirational story out there every single day.
Yeah. Well, Pet Connection and Rescue, for those who have not guessed it yet, has joined up with Vested Interest and Linda, and we're going to be starting fundraisers right now for Northern Kentucky and eventually the Tri-State. And we are working on Newport, Kentucky's police dog that is owned by Officer Chris Galuccio, which is Bax, and then we're going to Officer Black in Dayton, which has Rocky. Okay. And then Highland Heights, Amber Conrad with Tiba. And then we're going to be hitting around other areas. So Linda's goal has been to get every dog in Kentucky vested in the police department. And, of course, the goal for the national is to get every dog in every police department vested. right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Recently, Diane Sawyer aired a story about vested interests, which really generated a lot of support and interest in what we do. According to their statistics, there are over 30,000 canine law enforcement dogs in this country.
Wow.
So we've got a long way to go. It's a wonderful group of volunteers. Sandy works 24/7. She is a great leader. She's inspirational. I feel so blessed and honored to be a part of it. But all of us, there's not enough that we can do to thank our police officers. And
No.
these dogs are normally the ones that are sent in first.
Yeah.
In a lot of situations, and their lives are put in danger. And a lot of the police departments in this country do not have the budgets to provide a vest for their dogs. So this is where we come in. And to date, we have never turned away a dog. Our biggest problem is locating the dogs. So what we need your help out there is if you know of any canine in any police department in your area, in your county, in your state, if you could contact us, we'll take it from there. We'll do the work, but we want to get vests on every dog to get them protected.
Right, and like you said, just knowing which ones were out there and stuff
Absolutely.
is hard to know, because I did not realize up until the demos that we had at our pet fair that Dayton actually had a police dog. So,
Correct.
yeah. So,
There are a lot of them out there, and like I said, this the Yahoo.com and the Diane Sawyer has been great for us. But every day we watch a news story, and if I see a dog in the background, I'm making notes and I'm contacting the departments, and it's just a joy, and it's just an honor to be able to help these canines.
I agree. When we come back from break, we're going to be talking to Officer Chad Gridler, right?
Close enough,
Girdler.
.com. Boondocks Pub and X.
Getting kicked out of every other radio station within 75 miles of Cincinnati.
You're all angry, sick people.
The new breed of rock. Class X.
Hi, and welcome back to Pet Connection and Rescue here on Class X Radio, the new breed of rock. And today, my guests are Linda from Vested Interest in K9's and Officer Chad from the Erlanger Police Department. And we were talking about how Officer Chad's dog was the first police dog here in Kentucky to be vested. Linda was the one who raised the funds for this dog. So tell us a little bit about your dog and your background with the Erlanger Police Department and how you two became partners and all that good stuff.
I've been with the city since '99 in one way or another, and
I like that.
the dog itself spent 12 weeks in training in Pennsylvania. They picked it up from a kennel over in Holland, and they imported him over and spent 12 weeks training him.
What's his name?
His name's Asco.
Okay.
After 6 weeks of training him, I came into the picture and spent 6 weeks training with him, basically learning what he already knows. They had him up at a level that was so high that I probably brought him down some, just to try and figure out what I need to do.
What you need to learn?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a completely new thing for me. It's something I've always wanted to do. One of the goals that I've always had since I got into law enforcement was to work a canine. And he becomes part of the family. Everything around my home life is around the dog, because I always have to pay attention when to let him out and when he eats and.
So you're with him for 24/7, literally.
Absolutely. He stays at my house, and when I leave to go to work, he comes with me. He's always around, and even when I'm working. It's different than if I go on a call and I'm gone for 4 hours dealing with an issue. I got to make sure I take time to go check on the dog, make sure that he's not too hot, make sure that he gets taken out of the car so he can take a break whenever he needs to do that. But usually he's pretty structured. These animals are very schedule oriented, where you can set them on a schedule. If you feed them at certain times, they expect the food, at certain times, which makes it easier to train them.
Well, I imagine with him living at home with you and going to work with you, I mean, there has got to be one strong bond between the two of you. I mean, I know Bach and I have a strong bond, but I can imagine yours is even a lot stronger.
Yeah, between my wife and I, he does focus on me more, even when she's out with me. Yeah, I can. He knows my commands and how I talk to him, and he responds to me a whole lot better than he'll respond to her. I don't have much of a problem with it. He's a 100-pound German Shepherd. He can stand almost 6 feet tall and look you in the eyes. So I don't have an issue with keeping him off of me from jumping up on me, but my wife has some of a problem. She hasn't quite got the tone down to keep him down. As far as having a vest for this dog, it's something that I'm working on getting him adjusted to.
So like when he got the vest, you did slap it on him, and out in the field you go, and No,
I put him on him as soon as I got it. I was real excited to get it. I got an email. I think Linda sent me an email saying that UPS or whoever she was tracking it with said that it was delivered. And I got an email from Officer Bailey, and when I got in the office, I went in probably about 20, 30 minutes earlier, just so I can get it out and try and get it adjusted. I brought him into the office, and I put it on him trying to get it adjusted. I don't even think I had it properly adjusted when Linda came over to look at him. I figured out later on there was still probably another 2 or 3 inches I can open it up because it was pretty snug on him, and so I'm pretty sure I got the right fit for him now. I just have to, when I do my training, either on my training days or when I'm working, I take some time out of my shift to go someplace that's out of the way, it's fenced in, so I can do some training, and that way nobody else will stumble in the middle of this scenario. I set up a track
yeah.
I have a lot of guys that I work with that are very willing to put a sleeve on and take a bite. So.
Well, Adam said he would volunteer to do it any time, and so did Ben. They'll be your volunteers for the next training session here.
It's a lot of fun, but after a couple of years of our older K9 guys, the retired guys, and the ones we got one that's a sergeant now that's in charge of the K9 program. He says over the years of taking those bites and having a dog hanging on your shoulder, it wears on you. I
was going to say that's got to be a tough end to be on.
Yeah, it's a workout. The guys that, even the younger guys that put it on, they get done, they're huffing and puffing.
Between the suit being as big as it is and all the padding, I'm sure there's not much movement in there to begin with, is there?
Well, this is just a sleeve they put on, so the dog will focus on one. We have a suit. We have a full body suit, so the dog can focus on different body parts, but that's more for like an all-day training scenario because the suit will require, if we're working, we have a full uniform on with our belts and everything. It's a lot of gear to take off and put back on.
So now but Esco has been working with it, and when do you think he'll be, wearing the vest fully, or will he be wearing it when he's on duty all the time, or is this? No,
it won't be an all-the-time thing. It may be for situations when, like if I would go to track him over the past weekend, we had a track with an armed robbery. It'd be a scenario like that where I know there's an armed suspect that I'm looking for. I'll put it on him then, and we'll set him out. Okay. Once I call that track or we catch the guy, I take it back off of him because these suits can generate a lot of heat for these dogs, and it can, high temperature for these animals could be deadly. So I got to watch how
they work in them and stuff.
Right.
Now, I got a question out of curiosity. With the police K9's, I know you have set hours when you're on patrol and stuff, but are they pulled into duty quite often, for other things that may be happening?
Well, I'm on call basically 24/7.
Okay.
But the dog's on call 24/7. I'm just the guy that used to drive him around. So.
You're the chauffeur.
Yeah, he's available. Now there are times that like right now, it would take me a while to get back home. If it's a scenario that's going to last a while, I could still respond to it. There are other K9's in the area that will be available if I'm not. But yeah, so I'm 24/7. If something comes up and they need a dog, they'll call me,
Okay.
and I'll make the decision either come out or have somebody else that I know that might be working come out.
Okay. That's interesting to know, because I just, was wondering how the police departments utilize their dogs, as far as that goes.
There's a very small percentage of officers that are canine handlers. It's a very small subculture in the police office in the police culture that we have to work together to share the resources we have. Kenton County has 2 or 3 dogs, and Boone County has 3 or 4 dogs.
So you guys cross over if you need to into other cities?
Yes,
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
that other cities will call me regularly. Just usually, there's a lot of cities. I think Kenton County has over 10, 12 cities, different departments. That most of them don't have a dog. So if they run into a situation, they stop a car and they find something that is suspicious and they want a dog to help them check it, then they would call me or one of the county guys to come out and help them out.
So ASCO does the narcotics, the search and rescue, or the search part?
Yeah, he's a dual-trained,
Okay.
dual-purpose dog. He searches for narcotics, and he will also search for human odor and ground disturbance odor.
Okay.
Is how he does his tracking.
Cool. Well, we're going to listen to New York Groove, and then when we come back, we're going to talk to Linda more about vest. And welcome back to the Pet Connection and Rescue here on Class X Radio, the new breed of rock. And today we have Linda from Vested Interest in K9's as one of our guests. And Linda, tell us a little bit, how did Officer Chad go through the application, or what are the requirements to get a dog vested?
Okay, first of all, the requirements for a dog is it has to be 19 months old or older. This is a prerequisite, actually, from the Armor Vest. It's Armor Express is the company that we get our vests from. They have to be 19 months old
Because
so
of the
they're
growth.
full growth.
Yeah.
Potential, and that way we know that the vest will fit. They have to be employed in the United States, and they have to be certified. And so basically that's our requirement for the vest. We just at that point we make contact with the department. We will send them an application to fill out. First they go to our website and fill out an inquiry, which is just a basic, very short form to let us know that they do fill all the requirements that we need in order to get them a vest. And then we'll provide them with an application, a sizing form. We request photos of the dog on duty, preferably with the police officer, and some photos off duty at play. The quality of the photos is really important to us because it's one that you'd want to frame and put on your own desk. So we're pretty particular about the photos. But these photos are also put out there on Facebook, and they're used to let people know when the dogs get their vests. And it's just a beautiful story every time you see a story on Facebook where a dog has gotten a vest. It just warms your heart. Armor Express is located in Michigan, and the vests are made in the United States, which is a big deal these days. Everyone wants to support anything made in the United States. Old Mother Hubbard Wellness provides a bag of dog treats that they send with each vest, and they donate those to Vested Interests, which is a really nice little treat for the dog, because the officers are gonna put something on them that they're gonna think, wait, hey, what is this that you're doing to me? Armor Express, they do rigorous testing to make sure that they have the state-of-the-art vests. Sandy did a lot of research. She's really enjoyed working with this company, and they've been great to us. A standard vest costs around $2,800. Our cost is $950, and so that makes it affordable for us. There are 2 types of vests right now that we offer. One is a Halo, which is a lighter weight vest, more for tracking. The Gemini is a heavier vest that mainly is for work when there's SWAT involved, a little bit more dangerous. It is a heavier vest, so it is going to get a lot hotter. But
so that one's bulletproof and
yes, they
knife
both
proof.
are bullet and stab proof.
Okay.
One is just a lighter weight.
Okay.
We work with the officer and discuss with them in great detail what their dog is doing, and the officer helps us in choosing the vest and the threat level that they need. Once that's done and we have all the information that we need, we pass it on to Sandy. She places the order, and right now it's between 10 and 13 weeks that it takes to get the vest back.
Okay.
And so it's a great process, and we all celebrate every time a dog gets a vest. We have 6 coordinators, and then they have volunteers underneath them. I have 5 underneath me. You can find any of us on the computer 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning working on these files. Once you get started with it, you're just addicted to it. The passion and everything that we have. It's a great thing that we're doing. And thank you, Sandy, for starting this thing. I mean, it's. I just can't express the way I feel about this. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, besides my husband, so who's here with me today.
Yeah,
he's very supportive. And I also want to congratulate Officer Girdler, because he recently got married and his wife stepped in with ASCO. So that's quite a combination to take, is an officer and a police dog. And I'm sure she's trying to find her way in the middle there. And I can't wait to meet her. He's a wonderful man, and I just wish them the best of luck.
Yeah. Well, truly, I mean, these dogs are truly the unsung heroes. I mean, I know nothing against you, Officer Chad, but I know you guys get congratulated and everything else, and I'm sure sometimes the dogs kind of get bypassed by the public. They just don't realize how valuable they are to any police department.
Absolutely. And they become a part of the family too.
Yes.
And when they retire, they usually stay with the officer, because that is a family member. But they also provide a great service to our police department. And like I said, they are sent in first in some of the most dangerous situations, and they deserve to be protected, which is what we're trying to do.
Right. And I agree. I mean, it's just knowing Officer Chris Galuccio's dog's backs. I mean, he has been to the Stray Animal Adoption's Pet Affair every year, and it's just so amazing how this dog can be so aggressive on the field, attacking somebody. And then afterwards, Officer Chris has them over, the kids. And the best part of the whole show is watching 6 kids grab the tug, and Back's just taking them right across the field. That the kids just enjoy it. But that is such great publicity for both, the police department and the police dogs to get the education out also.
Absolutely. I think it's great that our police departments form a bond with the community.
Yes.
And you don't really appreciate a police officer until you need one.
Correct.
Hopefully none of us are in that situation, but they put their lives on the line for us every single day. And I've always thought that they do not get the recognition and gratitude that they deserve. And I will do anything to help any of our police officers. My first police officer was in Greece, Rochester, New York, at the Greece Police Department. He was the very first one that I vested personally after ASCO. And we just recently did 9 dogs in Hennepin County, Minnesota. Every day we get vest requests, and we work on them as quickly as we can. Like I said, our biggest issue is locating the dogs, and that's where we need people's help, and that and the money. It's great to see kids, like at Christmas this year, many kids gave up their Christmas gifts and asked their family and friends to give money to Vested Interest for a Vest. And we had a gentleman who donated a vest to his brother, who is a police officer, a K9 officer, and that was his Christmas gift. And Sandy actually put that on Facebook on Christmas Day, saying, "Merry Christmas to you. This is what your brother has done for us." And every day when she goes to the post office, there are checks. People companies. We match companies with donors, and on the vest you can actually have your name embroidered, or in memory of, in honor of, and we have a lot of corporate sponsors, but there's so many ways. One of the kids in our neighborhood made the rubber band bracelets and raised $20 for ASCO, and he did it on the corner. And that, to me, I mean, that's priceless for things like that to happen.
Oh, that is so sweet. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to listen to David Bowie, Valentine's Day. And when we come back, we will be talking how you can help us raise funds for the dogs here in the tri-state area.
8.9 and 89.1 FM, Class X.
Hi, and welcome back to the Pet Connection and Rescue here on Class X Radio, the new breed of rock. And Buck is real thrilled here today. He's sleeping, but he is excited to be part of this organization, vested interest in K9's, and we're going to be helping to raise funds for several tri-state dogs. And Linda, tell us a little bit about how somebody can help donate and where they can go to donate.
Right now, we're using a website called Razoo, RAZOO.com, and you can go to razoo.com/story/vest for tri-state K9's. We'll have that link posted on Debbie's Facebook page. Also, you can go to www.viknines.org and read a little bit more about us. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Right now, we're trying to raise $3,800, which will include the Newport K9 backs and the Dayton, Ohio dog Rocky, and then also for the Highland Heights K9.
Dayton, Kentucky.
Oh, Dayton, Kentucky. I'm sorry. We've done several dogs in Ohio and Indiana. Mainly, I'm going to concentrate on the tri-state area, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. But anyone out there, you can go to this website to donate. My family, we asked for money for the dogs in lieu of Christmas gifts this year. So to date, we've raised $375 toward Bax's Vest.
Yay!
And, shout out to my family. They're very supportive, and they know this is what our passion is right now. But you can contact Debbie. You can go to our Facebook page or to our website and contact us. Please let us know if you know of a police officer with a canine that does not have a vest, and we'll get right on it.
Right. And I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and he also mentioned that there is one in Anderson Township.
Great.
And I know Pierce Township, he has a dog too, mm-hmm. So we'll get that information, and we'll start the ball rolling with them too soon.
Great.
Now, Sandy from Vested Interest in K9 was so kind enough. There is a stuffed dog, and it was what's the dog? Caesar.
He's our mascot.
And she is sending us one, and we will be selling raffle tickets for this dog for you to win it. And as soon as we get it, we'll get pictures posted and how you can, buy a chance and stuff. We will probably be doing the drawing during one of the events that Linda and I will be working at coming up, which is the My Furry Valentine event, which many of you out there know of. It's at the Flexi Lead Corporation off of Firebird Road here in the Westchester area. And that's going to be February 14th and 15th. And that is the largest, probably, indoor adoption event in the Midwest. And there will be at least 50 rescues. So if you guys are looking for a dog to adopt, to have your own partner in life in crime, well, not crime, but sorry, officer. That's going to be February 14th and 15th. And Linda Bach and I will be there, and we'll, have information about Vested K9's. And we also have several other events that we're going to be having a booth set up for vested interest. One will be April 11th with the Cincinnati Cyclones for the Puck to Pups event that's open, where you can bring your dogs in. Linda just got the okay to do the Bark in the Park with the Cincinnati Reds. We don't have the date on that one in April and September yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know. And then the other one, which is what we're hoping to do, is April 26th in Dayton, Kentucky, is when the It's a Pet Affair, which is sponsored by the Stray Animal Adoption Program. We are hoping to present either the vest or the presentation, I guess, for the vest for Officer Chris Galuccio's dog, Bax, and for hopefully the Dayton police dog. So, we're asking everybody to please go to the website and hit the donation. $5, even $5 would help. That goes a long way. Just think if your life was in danger or something was going on, that dog can make a difference for you. It really can. And it doesn't have to be in your area or your city where that dog is. It can be anywhere. It could be for a family member, a cousin or something. But these wonderful dogs do make a difference in everybody's life. And I think that they deserve our protection and our help in them helping us.
Absolutely. I'm going to do whatever I can. You can contact me, and through vested interest, I'll come to you personally. I'm going to hit the road and make sure that every dog or canine in our tri-state area gets a vest. That is my goal. And thanks to my husband, I don't have to work, but this is my full-time job now. And we moved up here in 2006 when my husband was hired to be the general manager of the Cincinnati Reds, and we love this area. And we're very passionate about our police officers and what we can do. So if you're an animal lover, if you're a Reds fan, support our police, and please donate what you can. Every little bit helps.
It does. It makes a difference. $5 can make a difference. And to most people, that's nothing but change for them.
Absolutely. And you'll have to come out to some of our events because it's great to meet the dogs. Because they're wonderful. They're great, and they're lovable, and they're just like family members. But when they're on the job, they're on the job. So they mean business.
Yeah. And that's what they're there for.
Absolutely.
Well, all I can say is both Bach and I are very, very proud to be part of this venture. And Sandy, when we called or sent the email, and actually it was Bach's idea. I will have to admit it. Somebody had sent a story about a dog, a police K9, and I kind of read it out loud. Literally, I did to Bach. And he just kind of gave me that look and put his paw up on my leg. And I thought, okay, we're going to have to help out some way. And, honestly, I do not remember how I came across that website, but it was by fate. Somehow,
I do think it was by fate.
Somehow it was by fate that, I came across that website, and I emailed Sandy. And, I really felt, because all these years, like I said, with the pet fair, they have always come out and done the demo, and I have met Bax, and I've seen Bax at work one time, and it truly, truly amazed me how people just take something like this for granted and do not understand what these dogs really mean to us as a whole.
No, they're there for us when we need them, and they're there for our police officers, and a lot of times when it's not safe for the police officer to go in, they can go in first.
Yeah, and
lead the way.
There's no question, is there, when those dogs go in, Officer Chad, that they're willing to do it. I mean, they do not hesitate.
No, they don't. They don't think, while we're thinking about what we need to do next, the dog's already doing it.
Right, yeah.
So we have to be 2 steps ahead of the dog because the dog's already a step ahead of us.
And I'm sure, I was going to say, doesn't the instinct kick in when the dog does something that they kind of react to that situation appropriately, or what to do?
All the things that we do with the canines are based on their general drives, what they're built to do, and we just build on those. So this, tracking is an instinct for them to be sniffing and finding, either game or prey, and we just changed it around. Prey is now a toy, which becomes a bad guy holding the sleeve. So in the real scenario, when they find a real bad guy, it's just instinct for them. It's just things that they all naturally do that we tweak a little bit so that it works for us.
I'm sure there's a lot of tweaking sometimes. I like that. I'm sorry. So we're getting ready to close out the show. Before we go, I would like to thank Carrie Chevrolet for sponsoring the Pet Connection and Rescue. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. And I would like to thank Linda and Officer Chad and Wayne over there, who hasn't said much. And, of course, my wonderful producer, Adam, who had really a tough time on the boards today. And God love him. He just pulled us through, as always. So I guess because of that, we don't have to use you working for the K9's right now. You won't. Okay.
Right. And I want to thank Sandy.
Yes.
She started Vested Interest. She's making a huge difference across this country. And to all the great volunteers that I work with, what you do every day changes lives and saves lives. And thank you so much for everything that you do.
And it starts with one person.
Absolutely.
And one person
with her.
and one person can truly make a difference because the ball just started rolling and she was so passionate about it.
Right.
And when I met Linda the first time and how passionate she was in talking to her and stuff, it just fueled my passion with this also. So, we will be following with you throughout this whole journey.
I look forward to working with you,
Yeah,
Debbie.
I
really
do too.
And thank everyone out there, and give your support to Vested Interests. It's a great organization. It is a nonprofit, and we need your help. Thank you.
Right, and yes, and since you said that, I just want to remind everybody, whoever donates, it is a 501c3,
Absolutely.
so it is a tax deductible. So that, So thank you for tuning in for today's show, and I thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
And next week, we are going to have Virginia Simpson, who was here a couple weeks ago from Unleashed K9 Obedience, and next week when she comes in, she's going to be talking about, hey, Christmas puppies, what next? You got this puppy for Christmas, and, what do you do now? So we will be talking to Virginia about that, on how to raise that puppy. And remember, saving one animal will not change the world, but it will change the world for that one animal. Until next week, thank you.